officially too.
Happy birthday, Bo.
You mean the big king.
Wait, what'd Bo say? Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How old are you?
Emma, why'd you leave the black straps back there?
Go get the black straps, girl. How old are you?
2.
Good job.
2.
All right, carry the birthday boy.
It's not that hard, actually. I'm coming to help. Okay, ready, set, go.
He's got his own processional music. I love it. On over to the tree where we'll hook it up.
When we tore apart cabin 1, it was the only one that didn't have cedar trim meeting the ceiling to the wall. And so that's the stuff that Joe, he had to cut that down to a custom size. And then we're also doing baseboard trim in here because this is the only cabin where paneling goes all the way down to the carpet, which is not ideal, but we don't have the tongue and groove to match the back wall in here. So anyways, we are going to shut the door and show you the trim that he's got stained. It was a gorgeous morning and he decided to stain the trim out on the deck, and then it got cloudy pretty much right as soon as he pulled the paintbrush out. There he is in the shop staining in case it rains. He's out there, got a fire going in the shop to keep it warm. What you doing?
Putting a finish on some baseboard trim for the cabin.
Ah, okay. Baseboard 1 trim, just like I showed you. He's staining that now. All right, guys, I'll show you what I'm doing in cabin 3. So Joe finished the trim there. It's cedar trim, and then that turns to pine trim. That's less yellow, naturally yellowed, than what the tongue and groove is. But once it's in here for a couple weeks, it'll start to kind of naturally yellow and blend in a little better. Kind of sticks out now, but still looks good. I'll get a close-up over here. There we go. So there's the trim that meets the wall and the tongue and groove. So the reason I'm in cabin 3 today is because we run a lodge, a tourism lodge, not a hunting camp. So attention to detail, making sure everything is tip-top clean, and try to be as first class as we can for having these old rustic cabins. But the carpet, boom, needs to be shampooed. So we, a couple years ago, invested in a good shampooer, and every year we shampoo the carpets in the cabins and the carpets in the lodge. So that's what I'm doing today. Usually it's Bonnie or Alyssa's job, but they're busy, and I'm still waiting to paint the fascia, that green color. And in the meantime, I'm like, well, I know how to run a shampooer. So I just out here today doing that.
All right, guys, while Zach is shampooing the carpets, I am putting a finish on some baseboard trim here in the shop. Now, this stuff is a bit warped, but I was able to salvage it from the last remaining piece that we had from the tongue and groove that we put up in the cabins. I screwed up our first piece that we were going to install. I cut the electrical box hole in the wrong spot, and thankfully we came down to literally the last piece. We had one extra piece to spare, I guess is what I'm saying, and the piece that I messed up was the spare piece. So from that point on, we had to have it perfect. I couldn't make any more mistakes. Thankfully I didn't. So also we had a couple ripped pieces where we finished the tongue and groove on the wall, and I turned the ripped pieces and the screwed up piece into this baseboard trim here. I just ripped it down to like 2 inches, put a little bevel on it, and now I'm putting some polyurethane on it, and they are extremely warped. Check this out. A little bit like a racetrack there. Thankfully it's baseboard trim and it's being nailed to studs, so I can push it down hard, nail it up, and I should be able to take the warp out of that. So got a nice little fire going in here. I actually also have the door going open because it is so warm. So as soon as I'm done putting a finish on these things, I'll shut the door and they will dry in no time. Back to it. Okay guys, I am at the shop. I wanted to show you what the backyard looks like this time of year. Well, not a typical this time of year, but mid to late May. Our spring is running very late this year, and you can see some snow behind me, but check this out. So on the side of the shop, it's just a swamp. Everything comes off the hill, the snow melts. There's a little trench back in here, but it doesn't do much to keep all the water coming from this way. So you can see our little stepping stones along through here. Now let's turn around there. We've got a creek running straight through the backyard. It's a mess. Everything is a mess right now. This little segment brought to you by Dry Shod, Big Bobby. So as I walk through this little creek right here, right by the outhouse, right behind the shower house, just wanted to show you all the water that we deal with. And all of it runs right to the back of the third cabin there, runs underneath, and erodes the ground from underneath it. So that is something that Zach and I have to take care of. Leveling up that cabin and building some kind of a French drain or something to where it doesn't keep doing that.
All right, the temperature is just barely 40 degrees. And I'm not going to cut the camera because then you would think I faked it. But I don't fake things on this vlog. So, it is June 1st. Everybody is bundled up. Alyssa and Bonnie are thatching the grass. You can see a lot more grass is exposed, but not all of it because it is 39 degrees. It tried to snow here yesterday, May 31st. We got a new dusting of snow up on the mountains. You can't even see them because they're shrouded in clouds. So anyways, just an update on the weather. Showed you the snow here in the front yard. Here's the snow in the backyard. Everything's looking really good between the cabins. There was huge piles of lumber here, and those are all gone. Got a nice pile of 2x4s that are still usable after pulling all the nails. Cabin 3, looking sharp, but the siding definitely needs to be replaced, and it's crooked. So we pulled the skirting off, and after it dries out under there, we got to get under there and raise the back a little bit. Let's see what else is new. I'll bring you guys into cabin 2, and we'll see how things are looking. Not 100% ready for move-in because beds aren't made, but there we go. We got everything on the walls, got the new blinds installed. There we go. So cabin 2 looking pretty sharp. And let's go take a look at cabin 1. We are doing a load of laundry, washing the futon cover there. But cabin 1, we'll start here and just kind of take a peek around. Everything's starting to come together. I have the ladder up so I can install the smoke detector. But there we go. That's about it. Looking pretty good. Oh, Alyssa must be done washing the bed skirts. That means I can put those on. And let's go check in with Joe. Joe's out here in the shop. Hey, Joe. Show off your really nice summer apparel to commemorate the first day of June.
So my summer apparel consists of a beanie.
It's nice.
A outer coat, a flannel shirt, and an underlayer.
People don't believe me that it's June 1st. They already are like, Zach's lying. Do you have your phone to prove it?
You believe them. You should believe
They
them.
don't believe me.
We've never lied to you before.
I actually did a... All right,
There
so
we
what we
go.
got? Thursday, June 1st. There we go, folks. Yeah, so
11:34.
I went from the thermometer to my face without cutting, so they would believe me that it's actually 39 degrees outside. So we still got work to do outside, and I just wanted to see how you're doing on June 1st.
Pray for us because our spirits are low.
And the snow level's still high.
And the snow level's high. But we're going to make it. We're going to make it.
All right, that's about it. So the backs of the cabins are looking pretty good. You can tell the new brown paint up here doesn't exactly match the faded brown paint there. On the west side of the buildings, the paint fades more because the sun sets over here, and back of cabin 1's looking pretty good. We got a ton of usable plywood that we carefully extracted off of the old cabin roof, so we got to find a place to put all that. And the generator is running because we haven't had sun in about 4 days. And the batteries need to be charged while we do some laundry. We were putting it off. We need to do like 5 or 6 loads of laundry to just get all the bedding ready for the cabins, wash all the quilts and bed skirts and all that. But waiting to see what the forecast was going to do, and it's not doing anything different. Oh, that's a cold wind. Well, I'll leave you on this segment with a view of our lake, and hope that it melts soon.
Bramante Brothers.